Okay, so we've all heard of Bitcoin, right? But with all the noise about prices going up and down, it's pretty easy to lose sight of the original idea, which was, well, pretty radical. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going back to basics, back to that core concept of what it means to build a truly peer-to-peer electronic cash system.
So let's just start with this one big question. What if you could send money, actual value, directly to anyone, anywhere in the world, without needing a third party? I mean, think about it. No bank, no payment processor, no one in the middle to approve it, deny it, or, take their cut. What would a system like that even look like? Well, tackling that exact problem is what led to the creation of something completely different, a new kind of money running on a completely new kind of network. And that system is Bitcoin. It was designed from the ground up to be this open financial protocol, which in theory belongs to everyone and is controlled by no one. Okay, but to really get our heads around it, we need to be clear. Like, is it digital money or is it a tech platform? And the simple answer is, it's kind of both. So here's the most important thing to understand. Bitcoin is really two things at the same time, and you can't separate them. It's the money itself, the digital units of value, and it's also the payment network that moves that value. A great way to think of it is that it's both the cargo and the railroad, all rolled into one decentralized system. All right, but this is where it gets really interesting. This is the big puzzle. If there's no bank, no central server, no company in charge, how on earth does it actually work? And maybe more importantly, what stops someone from just, spending the same digital money twice? How does everyone agree on what's real? And this right here is the fundamental difference. See, with traditional money, you have a central authority, right? A bank. They keep a private ledger. They're the trusted party that says, yep, this transaction is valid. What Bitcoin did, and this was the genius part, was replace that one single point of control with the entire network of users. So the ledger isn't private and hidden away in a bank vault. It's a shared, public database that's managed by everyone. And it does all this using what's called peer-to-peer technology. So instead of asking your bank to send your money, you just broadcast your transaction directly out to the whole network. And then all these participants, they work together to verify it, and this is the key. They bundle it into a time-stamped block of data and then chain that block to the one that came before it. And that is the blockchain. It's that shared, unchangeable public record of everything. Now, this whole system of everybody managing the books together, it only works because of a few really important principles. First, the design, the code itself is totally public. It's open source. Anyone can look at it and check it. Second, and this is huge, nobody owns or controls it. Kind of like the internet itself, right? No one owns the internet. And the result of all that is that anyone, anywhere can take part. This all means it's what people call a trustless system, which sounds weird, but it just means you don't have to trust any one person or company. You just have to trust that the code works. Okay, so that's the basic how of it, but that leads to the much bigger question, which is why? Why go through all this trouble? What's the point? Well, this unique design unlocks some really powerful features. For one, you get fast peer-to-peer transactions. By cutting out the middleman, you also cut out banking hours. The network just runs 24/7. Then there's worldwide payments. Because it's a global system from the get-go, you don't have the same headaches with currency conversions and waiting days for international wires to clear. And of course, when you get rid of intermediaries, you can often dramatically lower the processing fees they charge. And the network is really designed to be this base layer that pretty much anyone can use. Individuals, you and me, can use it to send and receive money. Businesses can use it to build more efficient ways to get paid. And this is really cool because it's all open source. Developers can just jump in and build new apps and financial tools right on top of it. They don't have to ask for permission or get a license or anything. So we've covered a lot. But if you're going to remember just one thing from all of this, what should it be? I think it boils down to this one simple line. See, this is the real philosophy behind it. The really radical idea here isn't just about having digital money. It's about having a financial network that no single company or government controls. It's this idea that access to a financial system shouldn't be a privilege that some gatekeeper gives you. It should just be open to everyone by default. And so ultimately, all of this leaves us with a pretty huge question. Is this really the future of money? A system built on open access, code that anyone can check, and managed by its users? The debate on that is far from over. But the fact that we're even asking that question is already changing the world of finance forever.